Basketball Talk Pro. The film tonight had been shortened quite a bit, so it'll look like it's, there's a lot more to give you, and there is. But we run into this time thing. Sometimes I just want to forget it, because if we got something important to say, we're trying to give you the best look at we can on these things, then I don't mind going over. But we do have this film cut up. I want to explain that part of the film is taken from the floor. The voice will be much better when I'm on the floor. The other part of the film is taken from above, quite a bit above. And my voice is a little harder to make out there. But in a lot of this, I'm talking over the film. I'm not talking from the floor. So you should be able to hear me okay. But that higher view gives you a better look at the length of the floor on the press. So I'd like to mention to you, and I don't mind doing this, if you see this press and listen to what we're talking and presenting to them and correcting with them, if you have a real interest in this press, just let me know. I'd be very happy to put on a class, or we could go for 40, 45 minutes, and you could ask questions. I can do it on GoToMeeting. We do it quite a bit. So don't hesitate, and I don't care how many you are. If it's just one person, I'd be happy to do it, because I want to help you, and I really mean this. I think this press would make a difference in your team if you learn how to do it right and you coach it right. I think you may not notice anything in the course of the game, but you probably will notice it when you look at the number of points they scored and what their shooting percentage is at the end of the game, your opponents. And that's what you want to control, is their shooting percentage. Well, we'll go to the film now, and so take a good look at it. You have the advantage of being able to stop it, back it up, and so you make sure you get everything right. Well, enjoy the film. It's a good press. Thank you. Direction, we kind of let them in, okay? Bring it in. Okay, now, let's look at these positions back here. First of all, your position is just like half court. You're the overplay guy, okay? But you don't have to overplay him back here, because the pass is so long. So get up here a little bit so that you can see them both, and if something happens, you're ready to go, Now, as the ball comes down, then you got to tighten that up. You can go down a little deeper too if you want to. Just depends on where he plays. You got to gauge that long pass that you can get to it. As the ball comes, you shorten that overplay. All right, bring it back down there. But this guy, you are in that sag position, okay, because you're weak side. But the same thing. Try to get as close as you can, because if we start trapping, you're in a position to help. But we're not going to give up any long passes on this, but we are getting looser because the pass is so long. And you should be up in here. Yeah. You see? Now look at our setup here. I mean, we're just jammed everything up. You drive them middle, and you just play normal defense. If that guy leaves you and goes down, then you got to rearrange. You got to see those things. But at the initial position, I want you to understand that your overplay and your sags are longer because of the length of the pass. But when the ball gets down, then you got to tighten up. And when you get down, I want you to run monk. When they run monk, I want you to play our ball line defense. This is the ball line when he gets it in. When he gets up here, this is the ball line. We want 5 guys, just like we do in half court. Okay, take it out. Here we go. I'll handle it. Ready? All right, here we go. Drive him in. Drive him in. That's it. Don't fall. Good. Just make him work. Make him work. Make him work. Hold it. Hold it. Now we're going the other way. Too much dribbling. It's too much senseless dribbling. Okay, now in this upper view, you'll be able to see a little bit more on the length of floor thing. So it does get cut off a little bit. It's still much better than the on the floor look. So take a look now and we'll see what happens. It does a good job here of force in the middle. Look here. This guy is going to deter this guy using that middle. This isn't bad. I'd like him up a little bit more. I think he's I think he's too tight there. Now we're turning. See, constantly turning and adjusting our position. Okay, now you see this is bad here. He should have been up in here making sure that this guy can't get the ball. That's critical. That slows him down. We've worked hard now, but this guy let us down. And so now, you know, actually he's going to help us by going out too high. But what I don't like from an offensive standpoint is this press has hurried them to force them to rush. You know, I don't like it how we entered here. But from a defensive standpoint, this is what we want them to do. And now we have to move quickly right back into our ball line defense. And it isn't too bad. This is, you know, the first time these guys had seen it. I didn't like the overplay on this guy. We shouldn't have been doing that. It forced him to go back door. I don't like to see those backdoor cuts defensively. I like to see him offensively. But, you know, it's moving pretty quick here. It's hard to, you have to be pretty good against the Monk offense to keep your positions all the time. It takes some real concentration. Weak side isn't bad. This wasn't bad going over that screen there. We'd like to force him out a little bit more, but the ball was in a funny position. Now, see, there was too much dribbling on that. You know, that's the way players are. The first dribble didn't take him any place. This didn't really take him any place. Watch it finish here. Okay, now, you know, now we're going to stop it because we want to get them set up for the next time. Okay, this gives you a pretty good view of the full court. Now, when we go to this type of videoing, the action is speeded up a little bit, especially after any type of stop. You'll just have to, but if you keep going back, you'll be able to figure it out. See, this guy overplay side, he's probably been taught that. But we want this guy back a little bit. But it's not bad. These positions are not bad back here. Much better than you would see normal people play. What you would see normal people play, the man's here. This guy's way back with his man. This guy's way back with his man. But I feel that we put more pressure on them by having ourselves in a ball line type setup, which is, of course, we use the same rules for this press. But he's turning him. Okay, here, watch this. Now, this isn't, this guy's a little better, uh, but he still could be up in here a little bit more. But where he fails is the effort when this guy makes this move um, to really get with him. You watch. There it is. See, he let that guy take the first step, and now he's beat. They enter quite easily. Otherwise, we're not bad as far as our ball line defense is concerned. Now I'll let it go through here because we're not looking so much at the ball line as we are on that press. By the way, he had good position here. Made it difficult to pass to that cutter. He's a little tight over here. And went around. Well, he could have slid right through that screen. And this guy, see, he stepped back. That is normal. You have to really work at this. He should have been overplaying this guy. The ball's still there. Uh, until that ball moves over here, he's an overplay guy. See, we're sliding through here. I like that. We're not running into screens. We're not getting bumped around. We're just sliding right through these things. We can do that in our ball line defense. Uh, you know, I think this guy could have done a better job, but we teach our contest the shot people that we'll take a chance on you getting faked out. We don't want you to be, and I think if you play alertly, you can avoid that. But we give it up this little drive because of we want our players aggressive. You can't tell players to do everything. You give them something that you really the important things and let them do that without fear, and you'll get the results that you want. Now, this guy started to come up right here, just a little bit slow, but that is what he should do. Is get up and contest that shot. You contest all shots. You don't worry about your own man. That's a guy that's dangerous for us right now. Okay, on the rebounding, I like to see our blacks in your offensive rebounding, but we got a little bit too jammed up here defensively. We should have been out. A couple guys that were out should have been out here, giving us a chance for the long rebound. But by the way, the Monk offense does that to you. Gets the defense out of position a lot of times with the movement. Not, the guy didn't make a bad contest considering he was way in there. Um, Now we again go to the boards. A contest guy always is going to be a little out of position. So we finish it off with a good rebound. Now I'm showing you the full court coming into the half court, which I thought we did a pretty good job on. I wanted to show you this view because this is what players naturally do. The ball hadn't been thrown in yet, and this is what they naturally do. It's human nature. You see it all the time. If you want this press to be in position, you have to just work at it very hard to get them in the positions you want them to. Now we do that here. See, I'm talking to them, they're coming up. We have to do that a lot to get them to do it right. Okay, force middle, and he's turning them, turning them. Okay, you see the quick, but this time, you see where that guy was. I don't want to back it up, but You see how we had forced him out, even though that wasn't a very good overplay. But this is not good. Letting the ball come right back here. We had forced him high where we wanted him, and now they let him off the hook by not being alert. Okay, now here we got some guys that are looking in the wrong place. I mean, the two guys here on defense can't see the ball. So you have to talk on that. We'll let it run through now. This is just the ball line defense, which isn't bad. Uh, we let that guy get the ball. Okay, now I wanted to just see the press part more on these next two. So we have to stop it now because that's, we got to get ready for the next. Okay, I want to show you right from the beginning. As you can see, they're working themselves back into what is natural form. And I let the ball come in pretty quick this time for a reason. I wanted to uh, get them used to that kind of entry. See, he's forcing him side. Now he's got to work harder here. He had to work harder, but we did do a better job here. You see the position, and we're making them rush, which is what I like defensively. I don't like to see it offensively. But we made them go to the opposite side, which gives us a chance on our half court setup. Bad overplay there. We just let this run through. Sliding through. See, the offense gives us a lot of trouble defensively for that kind of thing, though he does a terrible job. You got to watch the ball. You got to see where your man is. Okay, I'm going to stop it here because we've seen what we wanted to on the press. Uh, there really is importance in going from the little containment press that we use to the half court defense. It takes a lot of practice. I mean, this is the first time these guys have ever seen that, our little press, and getting used to coming back into the ball line. They haven't seen the ball line that much. So I just want to make it clear that you got a lot of work to do. You got to work at it. Don't be fooling around with new drills and everything. Just do this over and over again. And by mid-season, you're going to have a team that's pretty tough to beat.